And with the start of the new year, the Louisville Metro Council has a brand new leader, new president. Markus Winkler is taking over as the Metro Council president as David James decided not to run again as he is joining the administration of the new mayor, Craig Greenberg. And the Metro Council president, Markus Winkler, represents a big district in eastern Jefferson County, District 17, which runs from Brownsboro to the north and LaGrange Road to the south, sort of the Anchorage Middletown area. You were recently re-elected in 2022, and you're joining us here. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You're going to deal with so much. I do want to ask you a News of the Day question. We had another death in the Louisville jail. We don't know the cause of death yet. There has been a call for a brand new jail building. Where do you stand on that?
I think it's definitely something that we need to be looking at. I know, one of the concerns that folks that are opposed to creating a new jail are concerned about is a lot of times communities, when they build a new jail, they build them with higher capacity because they're trying to get state inmates to house. It's a very different situation here in Jefferson County. The jail is not a moneymaker for the city. It's not an employment center for the city. I think if you look at our jail, it's an old office building. Basically, everything that you would do to design a modern jail, you would do differently than what our jail has.
It was built to be the MSD offices.
That's exactly
said,
right.
Hey, let's make it a jail. So
right.
Do you think would the Metro Council go for building a new jail in Louisville?
I think there are certainly a number of people on Metro Council that think that is an option we should be looking at.
How about
and
you?
I agree.
Do you want to see a new building?
I think it definitely should be a top priority to look at and evaluate.
A top priority?
Yes. I mean, I'm very concerned about the conditions at the jail. We have poor line of sight for our staff. Lots of interaction between staff and inmates. It's not a great situation for our inmates, not a great situation for our staff, and so should be one of our top capital priorities.
So would you, as the president, Markus Winkler, say, okay, folks, I want to introduce the idea, let's build a new jail. Would you do that?
I think it's certainly something we should look at, absolutely. So,
how about public safety? How much of the budget do you want to spend on police versus other programs which can address public safety? Are police going to get the majority of the cash?
Yeah, I mean, public safety generally makes up the largest line item, and as an individual department, the LMPD has been the largest recipient of the budget for years past. I'd expect that to be the same this year. I think getting our hands around the public safety challenge is our number one priority as a city, should be the number one priority for the administration. I think that starts with focus on prevention. Then enforcement through LMPD, and then the thing we don't always talk about is adjudication through the criminal justice system. If you're found guilty of committing a violent crime, there have to be penalties associated with that. And
where do you stand on zoning in our community? Louisville has always been a community that approves these massive developments along county roads that were put in the 1900s, and then we say, hey, let's deal with the roads later, which frustrates so many people. We hear about it, you hear about it. Should planning and zoning be revisioned in this community as far as development and planning?
Yeah, and there's actually a couple of us on council that have talked about looking for ways to prioritize infill development, where we're going in and redeveloping areas where that infrastructure already exists. So, that's more expensive for developers, obviously cheaper to take a green field, put the infrastructure where you want to put it. So what can we do either from a regulatory or incentive perspective to make that more appealing to developers so that, your schools are in the right place, your sewers are in the right place, your TARC infrastructure, all of that already exists in infill. And so if you can incentivize people to develop there, I think that's good for all of us.
It's a great idea. We've got a lot of empty shopping centers around here.
No doubt.
Go ahead and utilize what we have. Markus Winkler, best of luck to you, and thank you very much. You've got a big job ahead of you as you're going to continue to be a council member, too, as well.
That's right.